Renovating a 5-inch gauge sweep-piece steam locomotive, part 21. Making a very small stainless steel fitting to hold the brass filler cap in place on the saddle tank. Machining a shaft which is only 7/64 of an inch in diameter can be challenging, and you need a light touch to prevent the part from bending and ending up tapered. This image illustrates the diameter of the part I'm going to be making. It is of course a 7/64 of an inch diameter twist drill. The question is, why did I not use a piece of 7/64 stainless steel bar? Well, the answer is simple: I didn't have any. Instead, I decided to machine the part from this piece of 1/4 of an inch stainless steel, which I need to reduce to 7/64 of an inch for a distance of about 2 inches. And unless you're a really experienced machinist, which I'm not, but I get away with it, owing to the use of my surplus common sense. For the first cuts, I used a carbide-tipped lathe tool. The problem was, the more cuts that I took with this carbide-tipped lathe tool, the worse the finish got. I cut towards the chuck using the auto traverse, and then I took another cut away from the chuck, just winding the handle back. That's why it looks rough. The swarf is looking very healthy as it comes off the stainless steel. It's almost in one continuous length. These long pieces of swarf break very often, which is a good thing, because otherwise the swarf would just wrap around the work and then it lashes everywhere. You have to be careful with this. It's not too bad when turning such a tiny part, but when you're turning larger shafts, the swarf can be a problem. Never handle this swarf. Use a pair of pliers, it's very sharp stuff. This seemed to be a never-ending job. Each time I took a cut, it got worse, as you can see here. I think that it is time for plan B. These carbide tip tools are very good, I use them all the time, but for certain applications they are not good, and here is one of them. Look at all the rings around the work. It's possibly down to the type of carbide tip that I'm using, but unfortunately I don't really have too many at this size. In this clip I've set the lathe to take a really fine cut, but despite that I'm still not getting a good surface finish on the work. Something's going to have to be done here. A bit of lubricant perhaps? No, that didn't work. Before anyone writes in to tell me, especially the one man who tells me how to do things all the time, please don't bother. I'm not a young man, I've been doing this for many years and I know exactly what's happening. Don't forget, I'm making a video. It's all smoke and mirrors. The tool is actually the wrong shape. Here I'm using some wet to dry sandpaper to try and improve the finish. This is not going to improve anything, but the parting tool is, because of the angle of the cutting tip. I've found from experience, particularly when I was a beginner, that the actual shape of the cutting tool is important. This tool, for instance, has a right angle cut, so it takes a really sharp, clean cut, and the rest of the tool is parallel to the work, and it polishes it. Look at the finish, it's a lot better. And now the shaft is rapidly approaching 7/64 of an inch in diameter. This in reality is a very simple part to make, but to make it properly takes a bit of skill. I'd better mention it's really important to make sure that this part is a good fit in the lid of the saddle tank's water filler. Otherwise the lid may rattle when the engine is running. In this clip I'm finishing the job, first of all with some wet to dry sandpaper and, as you've just seen, some blue Scotch-Brite. Now this piece of stainless steel is exactly 7/64 of an inch in diameter. I try the cap in position and as you can see, the cap is a very good fit on the shaft. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I center drilled the end of the piece of metal, and as I was turning it I was using a live center to hold it in place. Now I have a hole in the end of the work which needs removing. In the meantime I've threaded this part, and now I'm just turning away the end to get rid of the hole. I want the nuts that fit to the shaft to be perfectly level with the end of the shaft. I don't want any of the threads sticking out. As you can see from the micrometer's vernier, the shaft is exactly 7/64 of an inch in diameter. I cut the shaft to length from the original 1/4 of an inch diameter bar stock, and here I'm threading the other end. And for this I'm using one of my pre-loadable tailstock die holder things, which are really commercial die holders fitted to an adapter that I made that fits on a mandrel in the tailstock and holds the die holder in the perfect position. This is the completed shaft for the water filler cap, and here it is in position with a brass nut at either side, and there is no slop in it whatsoever. And that is it for this episode, short and sweet. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.